Ciao, Ken, Kabare, hello, how are you? Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining. If you're continuing to watch or rejoin, thank you for being here. I love all of you guys so much. How did this shift feel? Wow, happy Earth Day. Happy new moon in Taurus, okay? So we're entering the sign of Taurus. I feel like there's a little bit of a jolting, you know. I feel like after a while we've had a lot of change that was coming through. And so it was time for kind of like a slow down, but like I didn't expect us to just like throw on the emergency brake and go to a screeching halt. I guess I should have maybe kind of expected that a little bit, really powerful, intense grounding coming into Taurus. But anyways, here we go. I apologize. I love to get into it right away. So if you're new to the channel, I start off with like kind of a energetic rant and talking about essentially what's going on planetarily wise, some aspects about what's happening on Earth, what's happening in the cosmos. And then I get into the tarot and oracle card, the intuitive reading, okay? First, I do a little bit of intuitive channeling based on what's going on and what I've studied that's going on in the cosmos. So, basically, Taurus, new moon. So new moon's all about setting new intentions, planting new seeds, beginning new projects, starting anew, right? It's about creating this new realization of like what we want, what we don't want to put up with, what we need, what we don't have that we want, maybe how to work with what we do have, or how to reassess things in a sense, right? So Taurus is all about Earth. Taurus is an Earth sign. Taurus is all about grounding, okay? So maybe it's good to just like take a moment and, you know, just have a little like personal, spiritual, like cleansing, you know, basically thank the universe, you know, our angel, spirit guide, source, creator, whoever you connect with, and thank them for, and yourself for being a part of this, for being here now, for holding the space, for clearing the energy, and for being able to kind of finally have a moment to ground out in this chaotic energy of not knowing what's happening, where we're going, what's happening again. So anyways, Taurus is a lot about, let's talk first about Taurus. Taurus is a lot about material possessions, material world, very grounded in this 3D, this Earth, okay? So, first of all, being super, super grounded in this Earth, right? And it kind of symbolizes the self, our soul's aspect, like what we need material, what we appreciate material. It's a lot of it is about possessions, okay? So this will represent a lot of our values towards things in the 3D realm, okay? So let's talk about, for a second, ways we can work with this I don't know, with this Taurus energy, right? So if Taurus is all about possessions and things and monetary and material, right? Let's look at what we have to work with, okay? Taurus is really about working with what we have. So it's about kind of going out, going through, looking at what we have, re-examining things. So if we are looking at what we have as our work, maybe we're looking into new ideas or new ways to approach work, or what we thought was our work or our career or our goal. So now we're going to be looking into like other ways to create this like balance on this material plane. What do we have that we can reuse? Which I think it's really great coming into with this Earth Day aspect, you know? What do we have that we can kind of reuse, that we can use to create? Like, and not just saying, not just physical things, not just, you know, like upcycling this to this, like creating this from this. I mean, that's a positive, beautiful component. But what talents, skills, drive, soul, passion do we possess that we actually have the ability to express and kind of use in a more abundant and beneficial manner to ourselves? Something to think about. Something to ground out on a little bit, you know, find a new way, a new grounding, right? So while we are dealing with the new moon thing in the sign of Taurus, we're also dealing with some other crazy aspects going on planetarily wise. The first being Uranus. Sounds like a funny planet, that's because it is. It is a little sideways, not just in the sound, but in what it does, right? The planet is on its side, it turns sideways, it spins differently than all the rest of the planets in the solar system, right? And so when we have conjunctions or squarings or trinings or anything with Uranus, so Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So it's definitely about transformation, being inventive, you know, these new things coming about. But it's also, Uranus is really about abrupt change. Uranus is about coming in and just shaking shit up. So not beware, don't be scared, but be a little cognitive about the fact that Uranus is actually going to come in and kind of, you know, shock you. It's really about revelations. It's really about, like I said, shaking things up and awakening some things. You know, it's about change, invention, things like this. All right. So how can we reinvent ourselves during this time? Whether it be our jobs, monetary, whether it be what we're doing, like what our offering is to the world or to the universe, to ourselves, right? Are we fulfilling like our soul's path? Are we fulfilling our soul's mission? Because if we're not, we're gonna just not be feeling very comfortable in general, okay? Taurus is all about comfort. All about comfort, all about having all of its things, all about being comfortable, sitting back, being in its bed, sprawling out, eating all the food that tastes good, sampling life, okay? So Taurus is all about comfort, right? Uranus is all about shaking it up, okay? So abrupt change, really intense abrupt change, unexpected things can happen. So maybe unexpected, like maybe you might start communicating with somebody you haven't been communicating with in a long time. Maybe people might come back in or exit out that you weren't really expecting. Maybe it's gonna come to your, like, maybe you're just gonna come up with this idea that have this wild hairbrush and be like, you know what I think my calling was, or what I've always been really good at, and you might just start something new. You might just change your path. You might just be adding change or a different aspect onto what it is that you're already doing, which is very possible. It doesn't always have to be super abrupt. But then we also have one more major planet that's super in play. I mean, there's a lot of planets. All the planets are always in play, but all the ones that are working together right now with each other. And that is Saturn, okay? And, excuse that. Wow, I feel like it's almost like a Mercury thing, you know, like the communication, right? What are we communicating? Who are we communicating to, I guess, is what is coming through. How are we communicating what is fulfilling our needs or what we need to be doing? Are we communicating that properly with ourselves and with others? I guess is what's coming with that. Interesting. So Saturn is all about, Saturn rules Capricorn, right? So Saturn is about like limitations, contractions, restrictions, basically discipline, responsibility, yeah, structure, duty, productivity, things like this, you know, like very, stop messing around, we have shit to get done here, you know? So interesting, because Capricorn is also an earth sign. So it's time to really ground back out. It's time to stop being like, what's gonna happen? What are we gonna do? Blah, 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 blah. And really just come into the aspect of, wait, we're doing it, you know? So let's stay focused, you know? Let's not put too many contractive or limitations on ourselves, but let's be conscious of the fact that we need to have a little bit more limitations. What this tells me, especially being now with Earth Day and all of this going on, is how can we make better changes? How can we be doing things that are more sustainable? How can we be collectively working on projects or things that include more people, where people don't have to drive or fly or ship or do all of these things? And as much as nobody wants to hear this, this is the reality, you know, this is where we're at. We have to start acting a little bit more consciously on this note. So with all of that being said, yeah, let's really think about and focus on a little bit more on what our purpose is and how we have the ability to offer and shift our purposes into something more purposeful. Okay? So let me pull some cards and see what the cards have to say. But yeah, just remember, like, now's a good time to ground out. You know, now's a good time to figure out what we have, to figure out either who can use it or how we can use it in another way. You know, we had it at some point in time, doesn't mean we should keep it forever, but if there's some other way we can reuse or reduce the amount of waste and things that we're doing, you know, even with our talents and our skills, everything. So thank you, universe, source, creator, spirit guides, older souls, angels, for bringing us true, honest, correct answers, operating from a place of love, light, blessings, and abundance. Messages for the collective regarding this new moon in Taurus. April new moon. April new moon. So the first one is the V. The V is all about luck and industriousness, and sweet victory comes from that. So yeah, the more we focus within, the better luck we're gonna have, the more industrious we're gonna be if we work on connecting with things that we already have access to. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Card for the collective. Okay. 5 is what I was hearing. So 1 second. Okay. Not sorry. This fluorite crystal really wanted to be a part of this, so we'll ground out with it. So the first card, the B, which is 16, which would be 7, which is also, again, luck, industriousness. The Swan, transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. And this is a 12, which would be a 3. So figure out, 3 is all about, like, what I'm getting really from this is like a third party. Okay, there's a couple different ways it could be a third party. It can be a third party, like, you know, there's a third party involvement, or this can also mean a third party involvement on a work or creative sense, to where this is going to take basically, it's going to take some people to work together to create this, to help manifest this vision into reality, okay? So, yeah, you're gonna have to trust, you know, transformation. So some things are gonna change, everything's gonna change, nothing's gonna go back to the way that it was, so we have to be really comfortable with that, for starters, okay? Get comfortable. Like I said, Taurus is all about getting comfortable. So now that you're stuck in your house, you're really gonna see if you do or don't like where you live, if you do or don't like your home space, if you do or don't like the way things are decorated, the way things are organized, the people that you associate with, the way that you dictate your life, like what you normally eat, like everything. It's gonna get kind of down to the nitty gritty. So, yeah, figure out who you want to work with. Figure out what you guys plan on doing. You know, use this bit of industriousness to kind of tap into who or what we can create together. All right, because this new age and this new frame of mind is not about me, mine. It's about we. So figure out how that's gonna go down. It's gonna seem kind of risky. We have the card, the risk card. I don't know if you guys can even see this. I apologize. Risk, okay? And I'm not sure if you can really see it, but there's like a pathway with arrows, okay? So there's kind of, we're come to the fork in the road, right? And we're just gonna have to take the risk. We're gonna have to really trust our intuition and be like, what is the best way? There's 3 different ways, there's 3 different people, there's 3 different options, there's a multitude of things in front of us. We need to trust within, and we need to really be able to take the risk. Now, are we meant to risk everything? Okay, no, but you need to take a little bit of risk. It's gonna seem like a little bit of risky business because this is something new. Again, new moon, new phase, new earth, new cycle. This is about kind of like, I'm almost getting like the fool feeling, you know, like taking this leap of faith, jumping off the cliff and being like, am I gonna be caught? I don't really know what's under me. I hope there's something, you know? Then we have the owl, and the risk is 40. So 4, I would break down to 4. 4 is about, for me, forward movement, progression. We're doing things, we're in alignment, you know? We're moving forward. And we have the owl, deception and wisdom. And the owl is a 13, which again would be a 4. So for me, normally this card is very prominent, whether it's stating deception or wisdom. But in this case, it's saying to discern, you know? Or there may be wisdom. There may be wisdom to be found within the deception, okay? Within the deception of the world, within the deception of people, of work, of your life, of the 3D world in general, and this holographic existence we're in, right? There may be some wisdom to the deception. Like, how long have I been deceiving myself, thinking that my job or whatever I was doing before really mattered? there may be some wisdom. There may be some wisdom in this, guys. So again, that 13 would equal 4. So it's about forward, progressive thought, progressive movement, progressing. So moving past what was into what will be. Then we have the mystery. Wow, interesting. So the mystery is basically another path or trail. And the mystery is 52, which would equal 7, which would be luck. Again, luck or industriousness, okay? This would be another card basically stating that so trusting in the universe, right? This is how I operate my life, okay? But it's just like any type of religion or anything else, right? It requires faith. What is faith? Faith is trusting in something that you don't know or that you don't understand, but you know, like within your soul, like what it is, what your purpose is, what your calling is, what you're meant to be doing. So trust in the mystery, or surrender to the mystery a little bit and allow it to unfold itself, maybe, you know? Let's get some clarification for these. My apologies, that's probably really, really loud for you guys. Okay, thank you. I got some clarification, messages for the collective. Okay. I'm still out here in Bali, lovely Bali, beautiful Bali. So grateful. Still free range out here. But yeah, it's still a little sticky. Clarification on the bee. Clarification on the swan. Clarification. Interesting. Clarification. Clarification. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Wow, okay. So it's telling me to also use the crow's tail here. Finish up the story. The universe. Such a great card. We're coming together. We're really coming together as a whole people. And how are we participating and taking part of that and being a part of that? Super important. These cards have such a full, interesting smell to them. Maybe that's why they smell like the earth. Clarification. Okay, so for on top of the B, we have the Knight of Wands, which the Knights kind of come rushing in. They come kind of rushing in, bringing things in a very quick manner, right? The Wands relate to earthly matter, but fire is also very quick, very abruptly, you know? So we have the Six of Swords on top of that, which is all about navigating, right? It's like a journey. We're taking this journey, right? So while this industriousness or this victory while things might be changing very quickly right now, it's not gonna come in as quickly. Like, this is a journey. So there is still, you know, we are still taking this journey. We are still flying. But there is sweet victory. There is a promise at the end of this, right? So it's about being very steadfast. You know, the Knights are kind of steadfast. It's about still moving through it, even if we don't know how things are gonna come, right? Then we have the Seven of Wands on top of the Swan. Clarification. Sun. Okay. So the Seven of Wands is kind of about standing guard, right? So transformation, trusting the psychic gift. So maybe we've been standing on guard. Maybe we've been actually, what I'm hearing is distracted. We've been distracted by everything that we're seeing, everything that's been going on, right? This is we're in the middle of this pandemic, right? And everything is really being controlled. We're having this type of mind control, right? And this whole bioweapon is something that we've created ourselves, this technology that we've created ourselves here in the age of Aquarius. We're actually becoming subject to it, you know? So I created a thing where I only limit myself to like an hour a day of Facebook, you know? Maybe 35 minutes a day of Instagram, right? And I think it's really, really, really important, right? Because the Seven of Wands is basically like, we're still standing on guard. We're still battling this, right? We're still battling. We're still like, we're not sure if we're fighting it or if we're staying on guard. But the reality is we need to trust. We need to trust in the process because the sun comes out. Like a little orphan Annie, huh? The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Right? The sun. So the sun is about power, Genesis. The sun is about regenerating. The sun is really about this happiness, this joy, this contentment, right? When we let down our guard, right? Let down our guard a little bit. Trust what we're really feeling. Get in tune, ground it out. Trust what we're really feeling, right? Then we have risk. On top of risk, we have the Queen of Cups, which is about being stable, like, or unstable in your emotions, right? I don't know if you can see her. So she's basically like holding this cup, and it's like, is she willing to take the risk? Like, is she still afraid of being emotionally shattered? Or is it like, I'm emotionally stable. Have I dealt with all of my shit that I need to deal with? Have I filed all of the traumas and everything else away? Have I opened up the closet? Have I dealt with my demons, you know? Hopefully you guys have been doing this the past couple months, because that's really what it has all been about. You know, you can't go outside, so go within. Deal with your shit. And then we have the Three of Wands, okay? The Three of Wands is all about the sky, waiting for his ships to come in, right? He's really daydreaming. He's really like, he's sitting there, sitting on the dock of the bay, waiting for the ship to come his way. He's sitting there, right? And he's really been thinking about this. He's been thinking about this new path. He's been thinking about everything that's coming in. There's an Aries symbol up here. So probably since the beginning of Aries season, right? It's something that's really, you guys have really been thinking about the past few weeks. Like, what do I want? What do I want to come in? What do I want to create? Like, what is it that I need, that I desire, that's gonna fulfill me, actually? Because everything else that you had going on maybe isn't working out the way that you thought it would, huh? And that's just life for you, I guess. Let's get some clarification. Clarification on the Queen of Cups. The Ten of Cups. So yeah, you're taking emotional risk, but this is why. You want all your cups to be filled. You want to blend, you want to meld all of the things that you're good at, all of the things that make you happy. And you want to find this emotional contentment. You want your ships to come in. You want all of this to kind of come your way. Let's see. Three of Wands. Yeah, and this isn't coming about the way that you thought it was going to be, okay? So Page of Cups. So this is really about this something new, right? A new offering. The one is a new beginning, a new offering. The cups are about solar emotion. So about this new solar emotion. I'm really feeling some Cancerian energy here. Yeah, super Cancerian energy. There's Cancer in the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, but the signs of Cancer are here in all these cards too. I mean, it could also be Scorpio, but I'm seeing prominently what's standing out. Cancerian. And this one has Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So this is, we have to take some risk emotionally, all right? We have to be willing to let down our guards, right? Really now is the time about allowing for the masculine and feminine to blend, like within ourselves, but like within, not just like male and female, but like balancing it out, right? It's okay to be tender. It's okay to sit with yourself, you know? Maybe that's why I'm feeling the Cancerian energy, you know? The Cancers are a little bit more tender and more sensitive, right? It's okay to express these emotions and these feelings. You just have to reach out and express them. That's here. You're gonna have to take that risk to see if your ships are gonna come in, because otherwise you're never gonna reach this emotional contentment, people. Then on top of the owl, we have the Nine of Coins. So the Nine of Coins, the coins are all about 3D matters, money, monetary. Like, I'm doing good. I'm good alone, actually. I'm good on my own. Virgo energy. So Virgo's very like, again, another earth sign that's very like, everything has to be this way, okay? So deception or wisdom. So what we have thought in the past has to be a certain way. We're kind of coming to grips with, that's actually not how it's going down, right? We have to go with the flow. We're having to be more in this water energy and realizing we can't really plan shit right now. It's not working out. It doesn't matter if we planned shit a year ahead ago. It's not working itself out. Okay, what's working out is us being present in the here and the now and moving forward from that. Clarification. Yeah, again, just like I was saying, the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is really about shape-shifting or changing, right? So we're changing from this very from this very fixed energy, right? What I'm seeing here is fire signs. So this is again the Knight of Wands, which is over here on top of luck and industriousness. So maybe like what we made plans for in this time, let's stay focused on moving them forward, like to Virgo season maybe, because that's going to help us bring monetary fulfillment. It's kind of what I'm hearing. So stay focused on that. But yeah, it's about changing what we thought, how we thought it was going to go down, or what we were expecting, our expectations. Clarification. So on top of the mystery, which is like the path that we're, the unknown, right? On top of mystery, we have the Star. Star is the card of Aquarius. I don't know if you can see it up there. Card of Aquarius, okay? It's all about our dreams, our wishes, our hope for the future. So we have to step into this mystery and be okay with whether it does or doesn't play out the way we thought that it would, okay? So on top of the Star, we have the Ace of Coins, which is wealth arising. So the Ace of Coins is about a new idea, a new form of abundance, right? And yeah, this is an idea that, yeah, this is a new idea or a new offering that comes about. The sign that I see here first that's really prominent is Taurus, right on the top. So maybe now is the time, definitely now is the time is now, to express that. Express your wants, express your needs, express your dreams, your hopes. If we don't, then they never get put into action. Clarification. Whoa. And then we have the Ten of Coins. So the Ten of Coins is full fulfillment, okay? Coins, again, is all about 3D matters, money, material wealth, right? So, again, a card of Virgo. This is also a card of looks like Mars. But it also looks like Venus. Interesting. I'm sorry, not Mars, Mercury. Mercury. So yeah, we really have to communicate what we want, because if we don't communicate what we want, we're never gonna get it. We have to communicate. We have to make the communication, right? Reach out to whoever you want to reach out to. Put the idea out there. Put it into motion, right? Yeah, the Knight of Coins, anchoring the essence. So again, Knight of Coins is the slowest moving knight. This has been something has been on your mind. You've been thinking about for an extended amount of time, right? It's kind of been holding you down, moving you forward, pushing you along, right? But the Knight of Coins, he's bringing this offer. He's, again, a steadfast knight, and he's bringing this offer, and it's a very stable offer, you know? So maybe what you think might not be up to your standards, or like stable enough, or you don't think it's going to be stable enough. Maybe you have to take the risk. Maybe you have to take the risk. Nice. Yeah, show's over. Time for a new act, guys. And can we get one clarification? This is great. I can make this shit up if I wanted to. Kalima. Facing fear. I don't know if you can see that. Facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So I've been studying a lot of Hindu culture because I'm out here in Bali, obviously, and we're basically in the time of Kali Yuga, which is, she is the kind of the goddess of destruction. She's like the female counterpart to Shiva, you know, who's doing the dance, he's blue and he's doing his dance and he destructs everything at the end, right? She also does that, but she has her sword, she cuts off heads, and she cuts through the bullshit to the heart of the matter is where she gets. Okay, things might get a little bloody, things might get a little bit uncomfortable, but this is where we're at. We have to get to the bottom of this shit, and we have to face our fears, and that's really what this card says. Facing our fear, right? Destructing all that isn't serving us, letting go of it, and facing the fear. What are we fearing? What are we fearful of? Because guess what? We kind of have not a lot to lose at this point, you know? Everything is ahead of us. The world is essentially our oyster, but we have to figure out how we're going to be a better participant in it as a whole, as a collective. So what's your offering? What's that thing that you've been wanting to do? Who's that person you've been wanting to reach out to? Why are you letting your fears or your emotional state, wow, it's coming through, your emotions hold you back or prevent you from doing it? Now's the time to bridge past that. Now's the time to face your fears, move on to the next chapter. The time is now. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all of your watchings, all of your followings, your likes, comments, subscribes, and shares so other people can get the information too. Leave me your feedback. I'd love to hear it. I love hearing your stories and all that you have to share, not just with me, but with everybody watching. Thank you very much. See you next time.